In my time as president over the last 3 years, there's three things that I'm most proud of. The first one's the quality of the events that we've been holding. There's been a real step change over the last 3 or 4 years in particular, and not just conferences but other events that we've been providing for the membership. The second one's around whanaungatanga, around relationships, and we've formed some really good relationships within the profession and also with groups like Te Tauanuku in the drafting of the guidelines, and I think you really need something strategic to work on together to be able to form genuine relationships, and I think that's worked really well over the last couple of years in particular. And the final one is just the position that that the profession is in to be able to influence legislation change and other policy reviews at a national government level. So I think the profession is in pretty good space as I step down. I think 2020 was a real test for all of us, and it showed us that we don't have to all be in the same place to be able to work together collaboratively, and I think it also made us stop and think about what's really important to us as a profession. And I think we come back together in 2021 with a conference coming up with a bit of renewed energy and a positivity around working together. And I've got every confidence in Henry coming in as the new president and our new executive, and where they'll take us over the next couple of years. So I think we are in a good space. Key issues facing the profession at the moment are really around legislation change. We've had the Resource Management Act in place for 30 odd years now, and landscape architects have been really influential, both early on submitting on that legislation and getting key concepts in there, and then also influencing key decision makers over the last 30 odd years. And now we're looking at a whole suite of new legislation and statutes, and we really need to make sure that our voice is heard at this critical time, otherwise we could get left behind. So I think that's particularly important. So I think one of the greatest strengths of the Institute is to be able to pull people together to work collectively on projects, and we've seen that recently with the Landscape Guidelines project, where we've pulled specialisations in to assist us and to deepen our understanding and our relationships along the way. So as collaborators and communicators, I think we're in a really good position to be able to work towards better solutions than perhaps some other professional bodies are able to get to. Going through the Landscape Guidelines process has been really interesting for the Institute. The key change that we've seen, particularly over the last year or two, is a step change towards a bicultural approach towards understanding our landscape and our whenua. And I think on both sides of the process, I think we've all learnt a lot, and I think the profession could really take a step forward in leading the whole of Aotearoa in a bicultural approach towards our work, which I've never seen anywhere else before.